Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Let's see. I forgot to adjust my camera, but hey, camera's in a pretty good spot. I'm good with that. How's everybody doing? I hope all of you got to do something fun today. I had a pretty good day overall. I got to took my daughter to see Mandalorian. It was cool. I got no complaints about it. She enjoyed it, and that's what matters the most. She always likes when she gets to spend some time with her cousins. So the day worked out pretty well for me. Johnny, what's up, man? Saturday night stream indeed. What up, Niska? What up, Gio? Hope all of you are having a great Saturday. Is it loading up? What's that gaming? Yep. It says that it's loading. What is the problem? Raid, what's up, man? What are some of the best changes you've seen coming to Dark Heresy from Rogue Trader? Anything stand out the most? I actually really like the morale system, which is a change from momentum. I think it's actually really freaking cool. I love the way that you can manipulate the enemy's morale if that's something you want to heavily invest in. I think all of that works out very nicely. I think the investigation system is the best management system Outcat has ever done, bar none. I think it's I think they knocked it out of the park from what we can see in Act 1, and I'm really, really excited to find out where it goes as far as the rest of the game. And so that's honestly pretty awesome for me, because I've never felt this strongly about any other management system they did before. Like Kingdom Management, it did a lot to like put you in that mindset of being the ruler of an area, but it could also be extremely cumbersome, right? So I don't know if I go so far to say that I liked it. And I honestly like Crusade Management even less, even though I thought a lot of aspects of it were cool and I really enjoyed making content about it. As far as how much I liked it as a game mechanic, I felt like you're just adding a bunch of work, but not necessarily in a way that really expands the experience and helps the experience. And with colonization, to be honest with you, I almost felt like it's kind of like an add-on. I didn't really feel like I was building my empire and colonizing those worlds. Again, it felt like kind of busy work for the player to do. This investigative stuff here in the game, it feels so tightly roped into your overall journey, and it just feels natural that it's something you should be doing. And I just like it way more than what we have experienced previously, for sure. For sure. Just about to finish James Bond. I've heard people speak very highly of it. Have you enjoyed it so far, Niska? Sounds like officers are eating good in Dark Heresy. Oh yeah, officers are very powerful for sure. More battlefield control is always good. Yeah, officers were amazing in Rogue Trader, and that continues in this game, no doubt about it. Hold on one second. Just realized my Elgato is not working properly. One moment, please. And it still isn't coming up right. That's interesting. So here, hold on. Let me make sure something though. Is my voice... Okay, so my mic is still coming through with no problems, even though my Elgato Stream Deck is not working properly. All right, something else I got to deal with. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me look at this real quick though. Let me actually open up the Stream Deck app, because maybe that's all it needs. Maybe the Stream Deck app just needs to update in some sort of way. Give me 1 second. And now the Stream Deck app doesn't want to open up. Okay, so yeah, something's wrong. There's something it doesn't like. All right, that's something I have to take a look at another time. Dang it. All right. What's up, Art? How are you, dude? This is exactly the kind of James Bond game you would want. Really? It was that good? Nice. All right, I might have to check it. Oh, here we go. There we go. And there we go. My Stream Deck comes up just like that. Okay. Remind me later and I'll take care of the update. Close that out. And then, yep, there we go. Back in business. Okay. So in the last stream, we finished the new area that came with the beta, the Lucidia Palace. And now we have to go back to the Lord Inquisitor to report on what occurred. Now, recall that when we closed out the case, we purposefully chose the option that basically makes it clear you just phoned the case in, that you just wanted to get it over with. I basically said that the Battle Sisters died because the God Emperor called to them. And so it seems like for each case, you have an option that you can take if you want it to be reflected that, hey, I didn't gather any clues, I didn't bother to do anything, and I don't give a damn about this, so here you go. And so we'll see how the Lord Inquisitor reacts to us showing so little thought to a task that he assigned to us. Well, you have all Saturday, but to me it's Sunday morning. Oh, really? Sunday morning for you? 3 times in a row I start my morning with your stream. Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Reconnoitering.
And then we will speak. No problem. Yep, y'all are just standing around. Is there anybody new? There are some new people, but I don't see them over here. Hypatia, here we are. Forget my interruption. What does the esteemed Magos biologist require at my workstation? Have you encountered unforeseen medical complications and now require qualified assistance? Best decision still juggle at that? Yeah, Geo, that actually worked out better than I expected. I am motivated by a desire to express empathy. The level of surgical technology available to the Holy Inquisition is primitive. Therefore, empathy. That's not cool. I wonder if Epione has a response. What up, Shoker? How are you? They're dead because the Emperor willed it. Case closed. Basically, I am glad we concur in our assessment of the available instrumentation. In that case, it would be logical for you to offer the Inquisition the capabilities of the Genitor Order to move from stating emotions to productive collaboration.
Never still for long.
Data slates displaying reports lie alongside hand-drawn maps of stellar expanses. Some of them bear notes in unknown dialects. They are dishes you have never tried before, and some you have never even heard of. Some have already rotted, not even touched. So let's see. That's Epione and Hypatia. And looks like none of our other new companions are out and about around here. Oh, here they are. Good thing we missed all those festivities. Mayor Sportum may be a nest of vipers, but the work there was real. Not like in the Lucid Palace, garnering high-born asses. Pah! And I regret that you missed the procession. Perhaps the solemn pealing of bells and the sights of thousands of faithful praying in unison would have illuminated your soul. Can't wait till we start getting this voice acting. That Spanish accent sounds so freaking cool in the trailer. Well, I suppose a love for poor and wretched places is a good thing for a servant. You do not think of yourself as one, of course, but given a different order, you too would be concerned about the safety of highborn arses.
Keeping my eyes
This is
open.
true. Hamar didn't do a damn thing. Did I ever talk with you? From the inside posed great interest to me. On previous occasions when I found myself aboard Monkey's ships, the circumstances did not allow for calm contemplation or exploration. Need Outcat to let you narrate a game or expansion? Hey, I'd be down, man. I'd absolutely be down. Quartermaster Neiman's standing there. Can't possibly be good. So let's go ahead and do a save right here. Yep, doesn't look like there's anything to loot over there. Acolyte, welcome. The quartermaster gives you a curt nod and greeting. I have been instructed to relay a message to you. A war band designated Exactus Kappa has arrived at Terminus Lacaeus Row. They are returning from a mission to the Lath Worlds at full strength and with some manner of valuable intelligence. By the personal order of Lord Inquisitor Zerb, you are to join the reception delegation alongside Interrogator Ingvarson's war band. Your task is to welcome Exactus Kappa, conduct a standard screening of the new arrivals, and assist them in sorting the materials they have brought. Who are the Exactus Kappa warband? A team of acolytes led by Sanguis Tulpus, a sanctioned psyker and biomancer with a reputation for being an uncompromising Puritan. What mission are they returning from? The quartermaster checks his data slate, then shrugs indifferently. If you were to read everything available at my clearance level, all you would find is a list of prepositions. In essence, the warband was extracting something both highly valuable and utterly prescribed from the domains of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Go to Terminal Lacaeus Row. If the Lord Inquisitor commands it, then we depart at once. Prudent, I will await your report on the outcome of the meeting. What's up, Hunter? How are you, dude? Is this right? Yeah, I guess we'll go with this for now. Why not? Why not? Why not? Doom, 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 doom. Sounds more than a little sketchy, but I'll go with it. What up, Daz? How are you, dude? Neutralize the traitors. Traitors! There we go. Yep, you in front in case they're traps. That works for me. What's in here? A gun I probably use. Triumphant stub revolver. Hound grenade. Okay. Ha, it's you. We've been waiting. Uh-oh, he's brainwashed. That can't be good. A man of indeterminate age lifts his bloodshot eyes to you. The skin of his face appears stretched taut, as if swollen from within. A strange augmetic covers the acolyte's head, echoing each word with an ominous hum. Every individual present in the hangar looks upon you in the same way as this acolyte does, with a mixture of hatred and fear. We prepare for your arrival, manage to retrieve the gifts. Tulpus gestures weakly toward the cages crammed with people. Each word is accompanied by a gurgle from deep within his throat. Who are these people in the cages? Heretics, servants of a false god. We have brought them here so that their blood may atone for their transgressions. You notice that the prisoners bear the scars of removed augmetics along with distinctive tattoos. These are former inhabitants of a forge world. What is that on your head? The man touches his implant in surprise, then snatches his hand away. It is a gift we carried with us but could not wield. We were helped to master it. You notice that the other members of the war band are likewise implanted with similar augmetics. So disappointed with Haymar. Wanted to do mono dominant playthrough without Xenos, only humans, but Haymar is not dealing very much damage. So you took the crew? Yeah, I don't blame you. I think that if you decide to go to the Mare Sportum first and you're doing a no Xenos playthrough, that's going to be brutal. I think if you want to go no Xenos, you need to go to the Palace first. If an option for Ordo Malleus, I'll pick it. Never know when demons show up. No, I'm pretty sure we're Ordo Hereticus. Just wondered, how do you theory craft a build in CRPGs? Do you just go to the character creation screen and read through all the abilities, or just create a test character and just read it all? For me, the story is much more important for what type of character I'm going to play than the mechanics are. I figure out what type of story I want to have, and then from there, I figure out what mechanics fit in with the type of character I want to play. So for example, I'm definitely going to do a Eisenhorn playthrough of this game, right? So I'm going to read the books before the game comes out, and then my understanding already is that he's a Xanthite, that I have to have a blank in the party, and that he is, I believe he's a sanctioned psyker. And so all of that is going to help me figure out what kind of mechanics I want to use for him to flesh out the party more. That's how I do it personally. What's up, lols? Archive would likely buff soldiers say Haymar would shine better. I think so. Think they went a bit overboard due to Argent's rolling rogue trader. Yep. They gotta figure out a better middle ground. Acolyte Topus's voice is drowned out by the sudden wail of an alarm. Alert! Intruders detected. Alert! Terminal row is under attack. Your comm bead crackles to life and you hear the heavy voice of the Lord Inquisitor. Acolyte, heretics stand before you. The members of Exactus Kappa are needed alive. What you do with their servants is of no concern to me. By your command, Lord Inquisitor. So wait. So who are the members? Brainwashed Defender. Burn of Suffering. Weird Implant. So who are considered to be your Brainwashed Defender, a Whipmaster, Captive. Capture the traitor acolytes. And there's 5 of them. Who are the 5 traitorish acolytes though? Are you one of them? Tormentor, Weird Implant, Redoubled Zeal, and you're an enemy of mankind. Which one of these guys is the acolyte? What up, Alchemist? How are you? How are you supposed to know? Brainwash Ranger, because it can't be these people, because there's a heck of a lot more than 5 of them. Brainwash Defender, Weird Implant, Tormentor's Chainsword, Stand Still. Yeah, I screwed this up the first time I played, and I think I'm gonna end up screwing it up again because I don't understand. What's going on, Alfred? I just gave Haymar Melta. He tends to delete a lot of swarm enemies in 1 to 2 turns, but then again, you need those swarm enemies to be relatively close to strike. So I mean, if you do that though, then you're completely disregarding his actual build. So I can see that being pretty frustrating. What up, Top Boss? What up, 2000s? How are you, dude? The tough ones are the traitor acolytes. You need to capture 5 of them. So what? This guy with 197, 197, 197, 197, 197, and there's only 4 of them. So maybe this 142 guy. And I don't even know how you capture them. That's the other question. The unit selects a target, pass a metal test. What's up, Bruce? How are you, man? Hopeful for the ability in Outcat games to have an alignment switch, like when you flip from Amaletheia to Xanthite. I mentioned before in my conviction video, I feel like there's gotta be like another set of convictions you can get at some point. or maybe they're going to change up how quickly you're able to advance ranks in it, because otherwise I think it just doesn't make any sense. Who's actually going first? Okay, so Larthier is gonna go, and then okay. Otherwise I just don't think it makes sense, because it's way too soon that you are able to max out everything. Oh, you know what? Yeah, she can go there, and then you can come here, and yep. No, I mean the one that colored as enemies. To capture them, you need to break their morale and then interact with them manually. Oh, that's the way it goes? Interesting. You capture these guys by either targeting their weird augment or demoralizing them, then interacting with them. Oh. Weird augment is a body part on them. Huh, okay. Oh, you want to change, like if you were radical, change to Puritan? You'll see if they allow for that. Let's see, we'll do some of that. And then, yeah, you can't get close enough for that? Here. What in the hell is going on? Why can't you? Dude, come on, man. There's no way. Okay, finally. All right, this is the best it's gonna be. Fine. That's the best it's gonna get. So it broke them, but you all were completely unaffected by that. That's interesting. All right. You Whipmaster 67. We tried. Now let's see. Strange implant. Isn't that interesting? So, all right, and now it kind of doesn't make sense to hit you again, right? Because here, let's do that. So you're down to 9. Let's make sure you can get wherever you want. So if you come back over here, and now that strange implant again. There we go. And let's see. Unit morale cannot be interesting. When they get that yellow exclamation mark, you can interact with them to capture. Oh, so I could have captured him. So maybe stunning them allows you to capture as well? Interesting. So here, hold on. What? Where am I? My head is splitting. Okay. Oh, and he's a friend now. Look at that. So we need to get you disheartened again. But it seems like that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Oh, actually it is gonna happen soon. Because she is going to demoralize the holy heck out of both of you. There we go. Wow, look at that. Very, very interesting. And now we got 2 of them. Dude, I'm like 90% sure he gave guidance to her, right? So she should have she should have the ability to move more. Interesting. Just go, yeah, starting with a sailor, you can. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize this is how it worked. That's actually kind of cool. In fact, you take another turn because that should allow you to get him, right? There we go. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Interesting. Well, isn't this interesting? So we've already got 3. I don't want her jumping out there because that's just gonna lead to them blowing her sky high. So we're just gonna chill. Actually, you know what? No, we're not gonna chill because y'all are sitting over here just looking scrumptious, just waiting. You're just waiting for her to come over here, right? Oh, she can't fire it to all of y'all. What if she used the melter? Will it allow it then? Nope, it still won't. Can she get upstairs? Nope, she sure can't. Damn, I thought I'd let her blow all y'all up at the same time, but it won't. All right, well, she's here, so might as well go ahead and get it done. And what up, Jolly? How are you? What do you think about the companion and trays and DLC? Don't you think another mechanic is a little bit lazy? I don't think it's lazy. I think it's what GW wanted. I don't think Owlcat really had a choice in it. And I can't tell whether or not I like him yet. I guess I didn't switch over. I can't tell whether or not I like him yet without seeing the actual game. So I'm not like jumping out the woodwork right now and saying like definitively, oh, this dude is terrible. I feel like we need to have a better understanding of what's supposed to be going on. Here, we want this.
I'll make it work.
And then I want that. Thank you. And you don't have a grenade. Oh, and you can't even really get to them. Ain't that about nothing? Yeah. Good. You did the survey today? Nice. A Voltan or Tall would have been great. Yeah. I don't think GW wanted it. I'm being completely honest with you. Where is... Oh, you're still on the edge. Okay. So we can break a person to try to make them more available as well. So here, hold on. You've got 1. We'll take that off. And then let's do that as well.
Purpose.
And it only did -2 there. I feel like it should have done more, right? Maybe not. All right, we'll let that go. Tall pilots a 2x2 like Ulfar Cog might be nicer even a regular warrior.
He's tearing.
Oh, all these guys are coming out now, coming out the woodworks. Oh wow, we got a 20 on the Veil Degradation. How did it get all the way up to 20 so fast? I don't understand. That's kind of odd. We're gonna do this. There we go. And then, yeah, Veil Degradation didn't even go down when I did that, which is interesting. It's kind of odd. Let's make sure we're not interrupted while we do this. And I'm going to go ahead and get you. There you go. You are nice and vulnerable. And we'll also get you. There we go. You're also vulnerable. And we'll chill out now. Wait, thanks for the vids about Pillars 2. Remember, I hadn't finished it a year ago. Started a new one. Nice. Nice. Glad you enjoyed them, man. Okay. There we go. Ooh. Oh, so some of the guys, what? They stop being jerks once you turn them? All right. And apparently that worked. Beautiful. So now we just got to deal with these guys upstairs. Yeah, he couldn't even get upstairs if he wanted to. All right. So here, let's get up to you, and might as well go ahead. Gonna drop. Yep, appreciate it, Travis. Take care, man. Take care of yourself. Hope you feel better tomorrow, dude. What's up, Alex? Is this going to be fully voice acted or partial like Rogue Trader? When the game releases, it will be fully voice acted. So the beta is not fully voice acted right now, but the full version of it will be. All right, let's see. You all, I guess, are gonna be easier to deal with technically. Shame it's not a Voton. Just imagine Space Dwarf banners with space elves. Maybe we'll get a Voton when the last DLC comes up. You know what? Crap. I forgot that she can only do that like really up close. Oh, and because of that, she can't give you an extra turn. Ain't that about nothing? She doesn't do bad damage with this. She can make, oh, you know what? She's also got a grenade, but that doesn't really do crazy damage for this type of situation. So here, let's do that. Oh, nice. Surrender. I like that. Lucien de Ferranis, interrogator in the service of Inquisitor Soldavan, enters the terminal with a slow, almost leisurely gait. He casts an indifferent eye over the corpses scattered about, then addresses you. Not bad, Slandered, not bad at all. The Lord Inquisitor will be pleased. So much material for study. Here, your reward for this misunderstanding. Think of it as a commendation. Lucien's smirk suggests it is the exact opposite. One moment, please. Saw a small ant or something crawling on my wall. Had to put a stop to that. There isn't as much history between Eldar and Voton like the dwarves and elves in fantasy. If Alcat makes an RPG in Warhammer fantasy, we definitely need an elf and dwarf as companions. Nice. Sounds good. I'm down for it. Now, if you will allow me to attend to the mess you have left behind, I'm sure you have far more pressing matters to attend to. Was this some sort of test? Why did you not come straight away? Executioner's Great Axe. Whoa! Plus 21 extra wounds damage. This weapon deals more damage for each 1% of the target's missing wounds. Sounds good. Think that ever happening. FB is dead, but I would love some Age of Sigmar. Soulbound is pretty good. What is Soulbound? It purrs the insects indeed. Why did you not come straight away? What a vile accusation. Your skills and aptitude were weighed, measured, and then rationally applied in order to strengthen the Bastion Serpentis. Is that not the most efficient allocation of the Inquisition's resources? What will become of the unfortunates who were forced to fight? How should I know? My task is to deliver them to the dungeons. If you wish to know their fate, you would do better to ask the Lord Inquisitor himself. Thank you for your concern, Lucien. Oh, do not mention it. They're bringing back Warhammer Fantasy. New facts they introduced. Wonder what motivated them to do that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Soulbound is a tabletop RPG system in Age of Sigmar. Huh. What's special about Soulbound? What? My wife got these new Dr. Peppers. She knows I can't stand coconut, but she got this. It's zero sugar, but it's creamy coconut flavor. I've never even seen this Dr. Pepper before. I'll have to try it once the water's done. Going against money is the answer. But I thought the lack of money for Warhammer Fantasy is what caused them to stop it in the first place, right? What's up, Jagmas? Appreciate you following me over on Twitch, dude. Where am I standing? Here we go. Does this go back to, yeah, let's go back to the docks real quick. Some are saying Total War Warhammer caused a resurgence. Not 100% sure. It will never be as big as 40K. Interesting. Well, maybe Outcat can help with that. Let's see. Regular sword. We don't need that, right? Well, actually. Okay, so these are both called sword, but this other one is clearly way better than the sword that I have. So we'll take that. And am I getting another companion? I'm not. So I can go ahead and add this to junk. And then Predator's bolt pistol. I'm pretty sure I can add that to junk. 16 regular knives. We can add this to junk. Execution's great axe. Sounds cool, but none of us use. Well, you know what? In a pinch, where is oh, you know what? I haven't gotten them back as a companion yet, so we'll hold on to that for now. Yeah, so this is a better stub revolver than the one that I have. That's already marked as trash. This last gun will be marked as trash now. Regular bolter will mark you as trash. What is this? Last carbine, two-handed light. Isn't that interesting? Add to junk. This is a bolt pistol, junk. Heavy stubber. How's this compared to what you have right now? Better. All right. Bam. Give you that. And add the rest of this junk. And then we've got a sniper rifle. We'll keep this around for Emo Boy. Plasma pistol. How's this compared to what you got already? So the plasma pistol does 710 plus 4. So not nearly as good as a melter, although it's got more range. Max range of 8. And it can be fired from afar. But we'll keep this around. Ooh, wait a minute. 710 plus, okay, just appear to be better than it actually was. Okay. That's junk. Have you ever played the Tomb Raider games for the mid-2010s? Nope. I've seen some clips of them, but never played them. Shockingly good. Really spooky. That's interesting. No, I never checked them out. What's up, Clay? Do you think we'll get some in-game DLC for Dark Heresy instead of a bunch in the beginning or middle? I don't know, Clay. They tried in-game DLC with Wrath, and it did not work well at all. Whereas they decided to do more in the Journey DLC with Rogue Trader, and that has been extremely well received by the fandom. Whether or not they will be willing to go back to trying out in-game, post-game DLC or expansions, I'm not sure, but I'm on record multiple times saying that is definitely my strong preference. I really prefer in-game, post-game expansions or DLC over and above DLC that sprinkles more content throughout the adventure. Like, how many freaking times have I had to play Rogue Trader in order to cover it? And to be honest with you, I just don't consider it to be good business, because at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of people who purposefully do not purchase Outcat games on release day because they're like, this game is going to get 2 years of additional content. I might as well just wait until all that's done. So me personally, I feel like it'd be a better business model. I feel like CDPR does this the best. They give you post-game expansion content that heavily pulls from the adventure you already have, which motivates people to purchase the game and play through the adventure so that then they can also be in the know of why this expansion is so amazing. And it doesn't motivate people to wait 3 years before they play the game because you're going to be rewarded the whole time through and you don't have to play the game all over again in order to enjoy what they've offered. To me, CDPR does this right. And I really hope Outcat adopts that model of DLC and expansion content more, but what they're actually going to do is anybody's guess. What's up, Virgil? Damn, that's interesting. Why did the in-game DLC fail in Wrath? Because it was poor. It was definitely poor. So, they had 2 DLCs that were actually like telling a story outside of Wrath. And the first one was almost like a survival game. So it had a play style that was very different from what you get in the main game for Wrath. I didn't care for it at all, but from a story and a lore standpoint, it was cool to go through. So I enjoyed that. The second part was much closer to what we experienced in Wrath of the Righteous. I enjoyed that one a lot more. And I felt the story that you experience all the way through is pretty cool and it's worth going through. But I wasn't wild about it. I wasn't crazy about it, right? Then they also had, I forgot what it was called, but basically it was a storyline that didn't start until you got right into the end of the game. Now, the advantage of the storyline was that it gave you some really cool fights that challenged you at the ultimate mythic level that you were at. And in the base game, you get to that ultimate mythic level when there's virtually no content left in the game. So to have a 10-hour expansion that was dedicated to not only providing you with a full storyline and places to explore, but also fights that were supposed to actually challenge you at that level was really freaking cool. But unfortunately, the storyline that it felt like they were promising is not actually what was delivered upon. Like, it felt like you were going to be able to explore the world of the eons and some of these other beings, and that's not the way it worked at all. It basically felt like they rehashed a lot of the places you had already been and then just put another coat of paint on it and gave you a little different conversations to engage in. So, and they put in some really bad puzzles that people hated going through. And so all of that together, it made the experience mediocre. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like horrible. It was just a very mediocre experience, right? The one that had the best reception was Dance of Mask, which you did not need to finish or even get to the end in order to get to, but I think you had to like get to maybe the last act of the game. And so it still kind of gave you that feel of this is happening during the adventure, but it was much more interesting. There was still a lot of cool fights that were meant for you to be at an extremely high level, and there was a lot of mythic reactivity to it, right? And so I feel like that DLC Dance of Mask is what motivated Outcat to do DLC the way they've been doing it in Rogue Trader. DLC 3 will add content to Act 5, but it's also adding an augmentation system that's going to give us what 100 different augments to play through. You've got to go through the entire campaign to find these augments. They're not automatically given to you. So it's still going to be a situation where if you want the most out of it, you've got to play through it. CDPR during The Witcher expected 12 years after the fact is crazy, right? But it also makes complete sense. They want to drive a ton of interest and a ton of traffic right back into the Witcher series right before Witcher 4 comes out. Witcher 4 probably comes out in 2028, right? So you use 2027 to make everybody say again why Witcher 3 is so amazing, why everybody should play it, and give them an amazing expansion to experience. And then the following year, bam, you hit them with the full game that's going to continue that storyline, right? Crazy, 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 crazy. They need to buff the Necrons badly. They were a non-factor in Act 5. I'm sure, what's his name, Tarzan, he's going to figure that out. It's not about content, mostly it's about bugs. As Joseph Rusty Community, Outcat released their games a year after release day. That's part, the bugs are definitely part of it, but I think content is also a big deal. Because if it was just bugs, people will wait like 3-4 months. Usually by like 3-4 months, Outcat games are in a very solid state. The content though takes years. And that's why people say, hey, I'm gonna wait a year or two before I buy this game. A fan of integrated DLC too. Having the companions interact with existing story and content is nice. I love the more reactivity, the better, for sure. For sure. This weapon deals 15% more damage to elite enemies. And then what does this give me? Hit the same target with this weapon is increased by 15% for 1 round. So yeah, I'll stick with that. Add to junk. What you got going on? What is this? Doom Flamer. The target of the attack must pass a metal test or lose +2 morale, which is actually kind of nice. Oh, that does crazy damage when they don't have armor. Yeah, we'll keep that. Blurred Wave Staff, we'll keep that around. Siphon Life, we'll keep that around. Triumphant Stuff, we'll add to junk. What's the deal? Is this heavy? It is heavy. We'll add you to junk. Is this heavy? It is heavy. Add you to junk. Is this heavy? It's heavy. Add you to junk. The rest are already junk. Okay. Commissar's Cap. Whenever the wearer increases an ally's morale, all enemies within that ally's influence must pass a reflex test with a +20 bonus. If failed, whenever the wearer increases the allies, all enemies, okay, must pass a reflex test or their damage is going to be reduced. You're the one increasing morale the most. You already have Commissar's Cap. That's interesting. So they got 2 versions of it. You also increase morale. What do you have going on? Precise attacks. You never do precise attacks, so that doesn't really help you. But I do not like the way that looks on you. That does not look right. So we'll let that go. This is the ring we already have, right? Bloodstone ring. Oh, once per turn deals vitals damage with shooting a pistol. They do not spend action points when making the next pistol attack. You know what? That helps you more than the heroic act option, because you don't get a heroic act all that often. Do you like this? Awareness. Each target affected by shockwave shot suffers -1 morale. We'll take that. The target that wears telekinetic barrier gains +5 more damage reduction. No. Exorcist rings. The wearer's damage over time effects deal more damage to Xenos and Daemons. +6 damage. What's this based on? Is it willpower? Yeah, it is willpower. Let's see. They gain defense against melee attacks. You know what? We're gonna go all in on the damage. Thank you so much. Push really helps him. Okay, that's it. Now we can check for grenades and whatnot later. Much less a fan of some of the side story DLC Wrath had. A lot of it felt wasted weight that was only useful to get new items to the main game. The dev team for the new Witcher DLC is the same that did the Cyberpunk DLC too, right? That I'm not sure of. No, my thoughts on Witcher 3. Masterpiece of the game, but you'll never play it again? Hey, I understand. I'm not gonna lie, I decided to wait for a couple of DLCs before playing through Rogue Trader. Feels like a completely different game from release. Yep, it does. I don't disagree with you at all. Really? I don't have enough? I don't have enough reputation with them to get anything else. 35, huh? All right. Oh, you know what? If I had given a different answer, I probably would have more reputation with them now that I think about it. Oh, look at you. We did gain a little reputation with this group, though. Deadly Adwima Sniper Rifle. I guess we'll pick this up. Whenever the wielder makes a second melee attack in a round, they gain +3 defense for 2 rounds. Really? What's that based on? Perception bonus. Damn, if that was based on willpower, it would be incredible for a Sanctic Warrior. Can you wear this? You could wear this. Can you make 2 melee attacks in 1 round? You can't. You could do 1 melee and 1 range, but you can't do 2 melee. Well, wait. If you make a second melee attack in a round, not on the same turn, in a round. And it stacks. We'll take this. I think we can find a use for it. Wild World Feed. You know what? No, Archchemist, we can't use that. Firebrand, we could take a look at that. With its influence or lose 1 morale. That might be useful as well. Where's damage reduction? Doubtful. Heavy armor? Nope. Damn, so I guess I'm not gonna max out any other vendors this go around, huh? This is what happens when you give a bad answer. Outcat games only feel playable 3 months after release when the worst bugs are ironed out. I'm not gonna go that far with it, but I don't blame you for saying that because they have had some pretty awful launches. It's true. When the worst bugs are ironed out, here when all the content is released, wild how much they demand of a player. Yeah. And the content creator, man. Imagine all the work it's been. When the new DLC comes out, I gotta play through Rogue Trader all over again. If I would have missed voice shadows on my first playthrough, I would have been furious. Yeah, it would have been rough, man. That's the way it goes with an Outcat game. That's the way it goes. Oh, I actually do need more multi-keys. Damn. And I don't have any. Oh, come on, man. All right. Who had multi-keys? You did. We're just going to take all of them. All right. Now, let's see. We got a weapon. 6A plus 7. Targets hit suffer -6 defense and -6 damage reduction until the end of the wielder's turn, and this does not stack. And she can do this twice in a row. Oh, and she can also shoot with this in melee range. It's true. I hate this. I'm not big on the smell of this Dr. Pepper because I can smell the coconut, but the taste is actually pretty all right. Depending on how much you play and how fast most bugs might actually be gone before you get to them. Yeah, I remember when I did my Let's Play for Wrath, a bunch of people in the comments saying, bro, I don't know if you should do this. There's a bunch of people playing Lich who can't even finish the game, etc., etc. And I was like, whatever, because I knew I was only going to be able to get in an hour or 2 per day. So, you know, it was going to take me 60 days or whatever in order to be able to get through it. I figured by the time I got to the end, the last act, they'd have a lot of that stuff cleared up, and they did. The new DLC is the same level as Void Shadows. How did you feel about Lex Imperialis? Saying hi, the follow-up couldn't reach. Yeah, so how do you all feel like Lex Imperialis stacked up against Void Shadows? We are gonna give that to old boy. 1822 plus 12. 1822. Yeah, so it's more than this. This weapon deals additional vitals damage. Oh, whenever the wielder kills an enemy with this weapon, they gain +5 movement points for 1 round. So this is +12 vitals, and this is +12 vitals. So I don't know why they say additional vitals damage, but it does have more hit chance. I'll give it that. We're gonna add this to junk, and let me just look at info just to be sure. Sharpshooting, yeah. So it's just plus 12. I don't know why they say it like it's doing something crazy. Armor, and then defense increased by 5. Whenever the wearer heals an ally within their influence, they both gain damage reduction for 1 round. What's that damage reduction scale with? Fellowship and willpower, 2 things she is not increasing at all. Attack, reduce the target's armor durability to 0. All enemies within its influence. Yeah, she likes that. And then this makes sense for you. Where it gains 5% chance to ignore incoming melee damage. That's too low for me to value it. Let's take defense instead. And then Lafia. Oh, you haven't had a helmet this whole time. The wearer deals plus 5 Didos damage. That's great for him. And their hit chance for melee attacks is increased by 10%. That's also great for you, bro. Oh, did you get a little eye patch? Is that what just happened? Yep, sure is. You got a little eye patch. Look at that. Now, what about the boots? The wearer gains plus 10 willpower. That's cool for you, I guess. Not the best, not the worst. Okay. Lex Imperialis was nice, just not as integrated. Yeah, Lex was good, but not nearly as good as Void. I think Lex was just weaker content-wise. Void was peak. Gave us a taste of what we find in Dark Heresy, the investigation. Lex Imperialis was a little buns compared to Void Shadows. The Planet Quest was way too heavy-handed, and the twist was kind of obvious. I agree, the twist was obvious. It was overall fun, but compared to Void, not that great. Interesting. Is there anything in particular that you all are really hoping to get out of the next DLC? One coming up. Lex was good, but Void was much better. Interesting. The fact they didn't even feel like adding the plans, a colony was disappointing. I love Solomon and mechanics, but the story and organizations introduced were barely explored. Something you mentioned in your last video that rings true. Outcat can't have those problems with the Expanse release. Nope, or they would get tons of criticism from a new audience. I agree. I'm definitely, y'all already know, I feel that way.
Never still for long.
Yeah, I agree that Lex Imperialis wasn't as good. I really like the new origin. I love that they added shotguns and shields, and I'm cool with Solomon, but Solomon isn't as awesome as Cabela, and the storyline overall wasn't as cool as Void Shadows. Like the ending battle with Cabela was amazing. Super cool. And she was such a great romance and character all the way around. Solomon isn't done quite as good, but I do still feel like Lex Imperialis was really high quality and it was worth buying. It just didn't quite match up to Void Shadows. Void Shadows is, now I think about it, it's probably my favorite DLC that Outcat has done up to this point. Wait, is this the one? No, okay, cool. We still keep going forward, right? Yep, okay. Inquisitor Melisentilia. Yeah, that's where she was when I left her. Inquisitor Melisentilia tilts her head to one side and regards you with interest. A lock of hair slides over her cheek, slightly covering her battle scar. Sensing the Inquisitor's gaze upon herself, Epione bows her head and becomes absorbed in her data sleep. There's clearly some history between Melisentilia and Epione. The former pays it no mind, but the Menakai seems unusually timid in the Inquisitor's presence. Trades in the infinite romance? So the Infinite Museum just makes Act 5 a little more dense? I agree. What's up, Smith? How are you? I'm new to playing CRPGs. I'm playing Pillars 1 because I've been watching your streams. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I hope you've been having a good time, man. I got some other videos on Pillars and some guides. I'm pretty sure I did a new player's guide for it, so hopefully you find some other content that you enjoy as well. And I hope you enjoy your playthrough. We get all this great gear for the end of the game, but we get like 4 to 6 big fights. Yeah, I'm really hoping they add some really cool fights that we have to go through. Dealing with Defcon and Gene Stealers was bureaucracy. I agree, Spooky. I thought the ending of Void Shadows was amazing. So well integrated. What's up, JV? So well integrated into the game too, with all the events and crew that is added. Yep. When I FedEx Lex Imperialis, I legit thought, wow, how is this over right now? It felt incomplete and rushed story-wise. And I assume you didn't feel that way with Void Shadows? I'm just happy Outcat confirmed that new companion story quests will be like Cabela's companion quest, apart from main DLC story. Nice. Okay, interesting. I didn't see that they confirmed that. What's up, So Cold? I liked Lex as it felt like an action flick at times. This is true. It had a good theme to it. Still prefer Void Shadows. Yep, I don't disagree with anything you said. I would like to discuss my mission in the Lucid Palace. But of course, Canoness Marcella, what a tragic loss. She does not even try to cover her in different tone with condolement. Lord Calixtus Marius Hox is implicated in the smuggling. Oh, wait. Ooh, hand over the Xeno artifact found in the governor's study. I thought this might interest you. The Inquisitor braces herself and gently takes the fragile item from your hands. The cerebral unit of a machine intelligence. Do you even grasp what this is? I am confiscating this device, Acolyte. You should not have strutted around the bastard with it so casually. Where did you find it? In Governor Hax's office. Interesting. Lord Calixtus Marius Hax is implicated in the smuggling of Xeno artifacts. She nods vaguely, entering something into her data slate. Fabricator General Hecardus Prime is buying up Xenotech. And you decide to report it to an Inquisitor of the Ordo Xenos? The Fabricator General must have really annoyed you. She takes out her data slate and begins tapping at it for some time. Her face displays polite interest, but the greedy sparkle in her eyes betrays her true feelings. It's not that I distrust you, Acolyte, but I had better verify this information by personal visit. Enough about the spires. I cannot disagree. That's all I wanted to ask about.
Reconnoitering.
I wonder if I could have turned this over to Sister Septima. Think Void Shadows is the best DLC you've ever played in any game? Crazy. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it so much. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm kind of wasting time when I should be reporting to the Lord Inquisitor. Let's do that first.
No sense in delaying.
Void Shadows gave us best wife. Cabela is my favorite romance in the game, but you know what? I've never played Hybris before. I'm going to do that in my next playthrough. Curious about quality of Heretical's part of DLC 3? We'll see. Cabela is still potentially best companion even after her nerfs. Who's standing with him? No less than 20 tons of general issue supplies transferred to the storehouse. Regarding corpse starch, enough, Numis. You weary me with your Kirkley prattle. What of the special delivery? It is aboard the Misericord awaiting our couriers, Lord Inquisitor. I gave them exhaustive instructions. I have been expecting you, Acolyte. The time has come to assess how you have served the Golden Throne this time. Acolyte, in the name of the Inquisition, you charge one of the most eminent individuals in the Scintilla system with the murder of Canoness Marcella. And yet, you ardently mark the accused to be delivered into the Inquisition's wrathful blade. The dread of the Holy Ordos will drive those spared by your choice towards penitent cooperation and on the Terratine Cabal's terms. Their resources and knowledge shall soon be at our disposal. What? To purge the highest ranks of Scantellas of true heretics? But I didn't pin it on anybody. I think this is a mistake. Is this a bug? Let's see. I didn't give them a guilty party. I said that it was the Emperor. Spires did not need the truth. They needed a guilty party. I gave them what they desired so as to prevent an even greater rift of forming among the ruling factions. Forever busted character then? Zerv's dialogue is bugged. Yeah, I think I have to submit a bug for this. Hold on. Zerb is responding. Oops. Zerb is responding as if I pinned the Battle Sisters' death on someone, but I said that the Emperor called them home. Yeah, but the Emperor isn't a person, though. He's acting like I'm choosing a person. It might be that this is just written oddly. You charge one of the most eminent individuals in the Scintilla system, and you arduously mark the accused to be delivered onto the Inquisition's wrathful blade. I didn't mark the Emperor to be delivered to our wrathful blade. Seems like Zerb is bugged and everything, including mentioning your alignment. Interesting. Yeah, nah, I think it's just bugged. Yeah, text is wrong. The Canoness's death was a convincing excuse to purge the highest ranks of Scintilla of true heretics. Imagine, exactly, Virgil. Your deeds were guided by rational judgment and precise calculation, as is becoming of a servant of the Golden Throne. Zerb's gone mad. You need to accuse him of heresy. I'll see what I can do, Zoran. The Turretine Cabal will face the consequences of your decision many times over. That said, we have already begun to reap the rewards of your labors. The Lord Inquisitor sets aside his data slate. Even by partaking in the insignificant commotions of the aristocracy, you still manage to turn a mundane death to the Holy Ordos' advantage. However, you were sent to the Spires for a different purpose. What else did you discover? Hand over the letter containing Lord Calixtus Marius Hex was in possession of a Xeno artifact, which he intended to hand over to the Fabricator Prime. If you have any evidence, present it to Inquisitor Millicentilia. Let the Ordo Xenos deal with those who have flouted their duty to humanity by seeking forbidden knowledge. Rebels attacked the Lucid Palace. They had a Valkyrie at their disposal. I have already dispatched agents to the admirals of the Imperial Navy. The theft of our Valkyrie is a gross violation, explicable only by the incredible negligence of the Starport servants. What did you manage to learn about the attackers? The heretic Astartes are the true masterminds behind the attack. The objective is to destabilize Scintilla. This is dire news. The heretics are operating at the very heart of the capital world, right under the watchful eye of the Holy Ordos. Acolyte, ensure that you have gathered enough evidence of this before it is presented to the Inquisitors at the next session of the Turretine Cabal. My assumption is that they wish to decapitate Scintilla's ruling elite in a single strike, hurling the capital into a void of utter lawlessness. It would take far more than a few deaths to destabilize the Sector's capital, where 10 noble heads are severed, a dozen more immediately spring up in their place. The attackers have clearly overlooked the fact that the nobles breed multiple successors specifically to counter such disruption. That is all, Lord Inquisitor. The Golden Mask regards you for a time. Thus ends your mission in the Spires, Acolyte. But before you depart for your next assignment, the Lord Inquisitor gives a signal, and you hear soft footsteps approaching behind you. Did we get anything info about the Night Lords in the palace? No. We got some in the sectors, but not in the palace. My assumption is Outcat kept that section out, and they're going to add more that'll be in the full version of the game, because otherwise I agree that piece of dialogue doesn't make sense. What up, Jaeger? Happy times, man. Finland just beat Team Canada Hockey World Champions. Oh, snap. That's crazy. Acolyte orders has arrived as you commanded, Lord Inquisitor. Toma gives you a peculiar look, but its expression remains unchanged. During your respective missions in the Lucid Palace, you two made a spontaneous, yet logically sound decision to work together, and we all know what that led to. The resulting situation has prompted me to reassess the current balance of power within the Turretine Cabal. Tomas Ordus was removed from the warband and assigned a solitary mission. However, in light of the intelligence he obtained, the Lord Inquisitor gestures towards the data slate with the report. Continued cooperation appears mutually beneficial. I wish to know whether your synergy in the Spires was mere happenstance or a calculated tactic. Our collaboration has always been productive. Including Toma and the warband will increase the success rate of our missions. For a time, Toma eyes you sidelong, then bows his head in apparent submission. Slandered proves sufficiently effective during the incident in the Spires. I will humbly join his warband, should that be the order. The Lord Inquisitor cast another look over you and the former interrogator. From this moment, Toma Ordos joins the warband. As the Acolyte's mission holds the highest priority, Ordos will serve under his command. Acolyte, I want you to utilize Acolyte Ortos' full potential and assimilate the experience and knowledge he has accumulated. This will aid you in your assigned missions. Acolyte Tomo Ordos, you are dismissed. Acolyte Slandered, I request that you remain. 1 second. It's past 10, so it's time for me to be back on call, unfortunately. So 1 second.
Press the number for the person on call. Your entry has been accepted. Please press the number for the person on call. Your entry has been accepted.
And let me let my peeps know that, hey, there we go. Turn up. Turn that on. And we're good. Excellent. All right. Palace did feel undercooked. I agree. They definitely got more work to do. Does Outcat plan to give players a fully voice-acted beta before release? I doubt it, Clay. They're probably working on just getting the game out. There will be, Geo is correct. The player character will not have a voice and there will be no narrator. When we deal with our demonic reflections, this is true. That might be the case. I've never played Mountain Blade before. What's up, Simbi? What up, Doodlebug? How are you, man? London Makers Persona made a spin-off game that had you hunting down demons in an apocalyptic wasteland. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Had risque content? Nice. Oh, I wonder if she's pissed at me. Her silks whispering across the floor, Lady Olianth glides past, pausing for a moment to fix you with an interested gaze. Greetings, Lord Inquisitor. Pleased to see you again, Acolyte. Wait humbly. Acolyte, before we discuss the details of your next mission, we must speak of a weapon no less deadly than a power sword or bolter, one that cannot be taken by force nor set aside, a weapon that has for some time been your unseen burden, whether it weighs upon you or not. My reputation? A well-chosen turn of phrase, Acolyte. Cautious, yet precise. Lady Olianth gives a slight nod of approval. All agents of the Golden Throne begin their path as nameless acolytes. Each day, merciless fate grinds down their souls and bones. The treachery of their enemies tests the limits of their faith, and doubt erodes the power of their will. Thousands perish in this maelstrom of shattered destinies, but those with the strength and stubbornness to endure earn a name. That name becomes both a weapon and a brand, a declaration of intent and a death sentence. The mere utterance of such a name sets allies rejoicing and sends enemies fleeing. So tell me, Acolyte, do you know your name? I do not believe I have yet earned such a name for myself. I fear your judgment is biased, and this is a troubling sign. Without understanding one's own nature, one is doomed to err, and the errors of a servant of the Holy Inquisition can only aid the enemies of humanity. Among the agents of the Tyranid Cabal, you have become a figure of note, partly due to your involvement in the mission to the Iocanthos system, but more so because of your actions. You wish to serve humanity, Acolyte, yet you shrink from soiling your hands. Your dependence on dogma fuels your indecision. If you continue to tread the path of ossified Puritans, your virtue, that so-called purity of methods, will become a shackle, and those who cannot move forward perish first, dragging others down with them. Reflect upon this. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. I am not a Puritan. Bug submitting. The start, MC and Tona were part of a retinue of the same Inquisitor where he was an interrogator. Yes, that's correct. Let's see. Game design. I guess narrative, maybe, whatever. The Lord Inquisitor believes I am on the Puritan path, but I am a Xenos Hybris. He gives the same response when you're mono-dominant. I wonder if it's just locked to only that response and they haven't built out all of his dialogue here yet. Firmness of faith is not a limitation, but an advantage. Where others would succumb to temptation, the Acolyte will fulfill his duty to the God Emperor. The Imperium was wrought by him and by the righteous who brook not even the shadow of corruption, and it is for this Imperium that we fight. I believe that Slandered possesses a resolve and strength that surpass those perilous methods you so readily prefer. Another criticism I saw observed is that in lore, he is usually depicted as somewhat neutral, while in beta, he clearly encourages you go radical all in. See, here's the thing. I'm not so sure that he's trying to convince you to go radical all in, so much as maybe that's the reaction if he sees you as too Puritan. I wonder if you're radical if he gives you another reaction and says you're too reckless. Consider the God Emperor's words and thoughts, you know? You speak of risk with such contempt, yet it long ago ceased to be a choice. It has become the price of humanity's survival. The Golden Mask turns towards you. I trust everyone in this chamber is well aware of this. Toma might die if you choose to save the Inquisitor in the prologue and you get a different companion? That would be interesting. It does not take a shrewd mind to realize what is happening. The members of the Tyranid Cabal have discarded the guise of unity and are now laying bare their opposed beliefs. Even if you try to avoid choosing a side, the Puritans or the Radicals, it seems you would be compelled to do so regardless, or else the choice would be made for you and you would be branded according to your reputation. Bow, I shall remember and reflect upon your words. Now, the Tyranid Cabal requires you to undertake a new assignment, Acolyte. For a time, Adon Zerb's work chambers fall silent once more. Inquisitor Soldovan has spent years studying the essence of the Tyrant Star and promised to provide me with a finished monograph several weeks ago. Regrettably, he has since left the Bacchus Serpentis and is yet to return. However, there's no time to sit waiting in idleness. Go to his laboratory. The entrance is hidden within the restricted part of the Archivum Serpentis. Find his research on the Tyrant Star and bring it here. The Lord Inquisitor pushes his intricately cut key to the edge of his desk. I have heard troubling things about Inquisitor Sodovan's methods. If even half of it is true, then the Acolyte will have cause to understand the validity of my warnings, and may he possess the wisdom to see that not every price is worth paying. The Lord Inquisitor makes a dismissive gesture. Once the materials are in our hands, every resource available to the Tiratine Cabal will be devoted to their study. I advise you to attend to any pressing matters before you depart for the Inquisitor's laboratory. That is all, Acolyte. You may go. Well, look at that. Time for a level up. Beautiful. Well, yeah, he's telling you the threat to line. Exactly. That's what I think, at least. That's what I think. Aspesaro. Did I already? And I haven't talked to him. It's not that I expected some ostentatious display of wealth in the Lord Inquisitor's chambers. Nevertheless, I am surprised. The glorious Anton Zerb with his golden mask and powdered wig and such a modern, modest study. Okay, yeah, none of them are up in this section. Okay, cool. So, new one. She's one of them. And I don't see any other new companions. That's interesting. All right, let's go. Very dogmatic Eldar crew companion. The game doesn't let you balance alignment even if, yep, Zerb wants you to. Do you know how long the beta is? Act 1. 20 to 30 hours, Act 1. Are they removing mandatory ship battles? To my understanding, there is no ship battles in the game. The game is called Giden Megami Tensei, False Goddess Reincarnation. Thank you, Doodlebug. All right, let's search around. Surrender today. Bad news. Boom, boom. All right, we've been in there. Fake sister of battle. They're leading a lot of sisters of battle to their doom, huh? I'm just trying to check around and make sure there's nothing new that I might have missed. Favorite part of the beta is coming up? Nice. Think more content will be added to the beta. I heard Rogue Trader had Act 3 content in it for the beta? I don't think so. I don't remember Rogue Trader having Act 3 content in the beta. So I'm all like, you're being too much of a Puritan, and that limits you, which we can't afford right now. So take more chances, acting like we'll all fail. That's what I get from it as well. That's exactly what I get out of the things that he said, mentioned. Can we train yet? All right, training is still unavailable.
No sense in delaying.
Yeah, this is. Got my hand as I seek to punish heresy. Some folks said you could get Ophar in beta and he was a warrior in it. I might just not be remembering everything that we could get from it. Are you looking forward to this more than Dawnwalker? Yes, this is the game that I'm most excited for this year. But I am very excited for Dawnwalker for sure. I prefer party-based games. So even an excellent single-player game is not going to match up to an excellent party-based game for me personally. Well, Slandered, what an honor it is to lay my eyes upon you once again. Could you possibly... Okay, nope, not today. There, no.
Moving.
Road Trader Beta did have Act 3. Got you. And a prologue and all in between. Nice. Didn't remember it having all that. Cool. I remember this place being a little less bloody the first time I came over here. All right. Did we already? Yeah, we should have already checked downstairs thoroughly. Finally beat the Nabasu and Brock in Act 1. Oh, nice! Want to punch Monk with haste. I punched 6 times in 1 turn. Also, have you looked at the Starfinder? It's like Pathfinder. Yeah, Jeremy, I've done multiple videos on Starfinder. And I did a review of the Starfinder beta. I think Road Trader is too much reading. Would rather read a book. Definitely folks who feel that way. It does require quite a bit of reading for you to get through it. So start battle. Sister Septima is still here. Do a quick save. Sister Septima pauses in her recitation of the litany and turns to you. Her face is composed, but her eyes glint with cold light. Greetings, servant of the Golden Throne. May the God Emperor ever guide your hand in your endeavors. There should definitely be some dialogue from her that serves as reactivity to the decision I made in regards to the case. Hopefully that will be in the full version of the game. If you weren't a content creator, would you still wait until full release to experience it all at once? What do you mean? Love the writing though, but it's a lot of reading. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Level 9. Level 9. Squirrel, what's going on, dude? Appreciate you following me over on Twitch. Like, not play the beta and play the full release. If I was not a content creator, would I still play the beta? I probably wouldn't play the beta. Only because some really cool games came out during this time, right? Like I'd probably be playing Zero Parades, or I would be playing Mechanicus 2, or I'd be waiting for Gothic to come out. Like I'd be doing one of those instead of playing a game that isn't fully fleshed out yet. Like I don't think I had ever played a beta before I became a content creator. When ally becomes heroic, that character's next ability gains +1 morale at the start of each turn for the rest of combat. Morale of 3 characters. Yeah, how often do you increase the morale of 3 characters though? Have no allies within their influence. Ooh, that's interesting. 20% more damage. Kind of want to go ahead and take that, but next ability costs 0. Oh, you know what? But automatically getting movement points every time is kind of nice too. Game isn't even out yet. You're already creating your backstory for your character. That's how you know you're excited. Definitely diplomacy is your thing. Characteristic is definitely fellowship, but another 5 on fellowship. You know what? Actually, another 5 will help on fellowship. Because then you can have, yep. We don't need another 5 on that. There we go. Now that's 70. All right, now, what you got going on? Probably some offensive. Oh, maybe not. Second weapon, attack, survivability. We didn't put stars on any of this, so we already have all the ones regarding stars. Whenever an enemy's morale is broken, the character gains +1 morale. I like that actually. Officers' base morale is increased by 3. Increased to 3. Base morale of all allies is increased by 1. You know what? I want to get this specifically to see if it stacks. Lord Xenos for you. Fellowship for you. Pretty sure I got it for my main guy, right? Let me check. Damn, did I do that on my last run? Is that what happened? What was it called? Lead the assault? Yeah, okay, we got lead the assault for her. Oh, and I got lead the assault for me. So this should add a +1 bonus to the morale for my allies, and I have it. 2 people have it. So let's see if my allies start with +3 as well. The whole team should start with a +3 on with 3 in morale. Will you get to Gothic on release or busy with Dark Heresy? I'm definitely playing Gothic on release. I'm probably not going to run Dark Heresy again after we get through with this beta. I'll give Outcat a chance to update things and figure that stuff out. Is Toma useful or is Chorta just better? Both. Toma is useful, but in my opinion, Chorta is better. Chorta gets a reputation as a heretic for being involved in the plot of this game. Need to know how to read. This is true. MC and Dark Heresy, after finishing up stuff and becoming Inquisitor, goes to Rogue Trader undercover to figure out if Calcazar is doing a heresy. That makes sense to me. Inevitability. Sure, that happens all the time, right? Let me just... that's cool too. If I was doing a full playthrough, I'd probably go with that. +1 action point is not bad. I'll probably reduce for all psychic powers. You know what? That's really nice as well. Definitely got to go willpower for you. And then skills. Or metal maybe. Oh, he's also got high reflexes. Oh, that's right. Lower warp. Yeah, let's go lower. Whenever they suffer a metal, fail a metal test, they suffer -1 morale. I actually like that when you're combining it with Chorta. What's going on, Zara? Appreciate you following me over on Twitch. You definitely want intimidation. And you definitely want toughness or strength. You already have toughness at 70, so we'll take strength. The second weapon, probably going to take that. Each rain, no, even though more defense is nice. All supporting effects, increase that allies defense by +5 and allow them to ignore 10 defense. So I gain percentage, increase bonus to all skill tests against critical effects. That's not bad. He's got 2 melee weapons, so he could get a +10 to defense against melee attacks. Absolutely my pleasure, Zara. Glad you've been enjoying it, dude. What's up, Master Bill? I'm good, man. How are you? More defense is always nice. You know what? I'll take that. Actually, wait. You know what? No. We'll go for that. We'll go for that. Will increase his agility. And reflex is 80. Awareness is 100. Really like him having more awareness, so sure. And then you, for each enemy hit. Do like the polite refusal. The character can use defense against area attacks. That's actually pretty cool as well. Healing provided. by combat surgery and medikits is increased. Oh, that's right. By 8% for every movement point unspent by Epione on the current turn. That could actually be a massive bonus. I forgot about that. Definitely Medikai for her. Definitely intelligence for her. Cause can she see somewhere? No, she can't see that anywhere. But that's a very good call out. Okay, we got that going. And then what are we looking at? -6 defense, -6 damage reduction. I thought there was something about morale here. Nope. Okay. And what about this? 10% more. Cool. Yep, if we take away the armor, and then if they haven't suffered damage. Alright. As I tell you that a warp entity is trying to reach out to you after you tell them about a convo with your reflection is concerning, even more concerning when you're a psyker. Alright. Give me just 1 second. Let me go use the bathroom real quick and put some more ice in my cup. And then we'll go ahead and get started. What's up, Sod? How are you, dude? What up, Thor? Investigation's going well, man. Started playing Final Fantasy, first time playing 2, pretty excited. Nice, I hope you enjoy it, man. I've heard good things. All right, let's go to Sodovan's study. Boom, 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 boom.
No sense in delaying.
The turret is inactive. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's key has authorized you as an ally, or perhaps no prayers have been said over the machine in a long time. I don't even fear you've been mad, just disappointed. That is worse.
Reconnoitering.
The door over there, okay. Trash and things to sell. Xanthite, I'll go full forbidden. I'm pretty sure, I haven't read the books yet, but you all have like hinted at some of it. And it seems like Eisenhorn is a Xanthite full forbidden. So that's probably, when I do a live stream playthrough, either live stream or let's play. I haven't figured out which one, but one of those will be a Xanthite for sure. Unauthorized access detected. Defense systems awakened. Find the way out. The control panel flashes alarmingly, illuminating 2 slots, one noticeably worn for a rosette, the other for some kind of data key. Oh, he starts out Puritan? Interesting.
Keeping my eyes open.
So is this game is tied to some book? No, Thor, but there's a very popular book regarding an Inquisitor that a lot of people feel like will kind of give you an idea of some of the things we'll experience in the game. Put it like that. Favorite part of the beta? Nice. Eisenhorn starts as Amalathian and goes full circle being a Xanthite. Interesting. A uniform pile of ash. It is impossible to determine what it once was. Below, you see a body fixed to a pole. On the floor beneath it, various objects are laid out inside the sorcerer's circle.
No sense in delaying.
One need not be a sorcerer to sense deep within the soul that this is a place steeped in wicked deeds and spurned oaths. And what place but the very heart of the Bastia Serpentis? All right, everybody get back up there, except for him. And yep. I'm going Xeno Hybris. If he wasn't to know about every romantic encounter, I'd have to tell it in glorious detail. If we can romance the Kroot, then I'm thinking I'm going to have one playthrough Xeno Hybris. Like maybe the Let's Play will be Xenos Hybris and the stream will be Xanthite. Or vice versa, because Xanthite will be Eisenhorn, but then I know there's a lot of people who are really, really curious about the Kroot. So I want one playthrough where I'm romancing the Kroot companion. Are you Psyker or do you have one with you? Yes, Sorrow is a Psyker. I am not a Psyker. Ancient generators hum under the strain of immense power. And the Aldari is a psyker as well. He's a Corsair. So I have one Corsair psyker, and then I have one Sanctioned psyker who's a Pyromancer.
Keeping my eyes open.
All right. This looks like a bunch of stuff I can sell or whatnot. Okay. Now back up here. The blood on the skull does not dry, no matter how long you watch it. Keeping your eyes on this strange mechanism is a daunting task. It makes your head spin and gives you an inexplicable feeling of anxiety. No Puritan walkthrough from you. I think my first playthrough of the game will be Puritan. I think my first playthrough of the game will be Amalathian, and then I'll do a live stream and a let's play of Xeno Hybris and Xanthite, and then whenever I finish the live stream, I'm probably going to immediately follow up with a live stream on unfair difficulty of Mono Dominant. I think that's probably the way it's going to work, because by the time I finish my first live stream, a lot of the bugs, the issues, the balancing, all of that should be at a really good place, and so the game should be smooth enough where I'll be comfortable going on the highest difficulty. Think a Psyker Inquisitor sounds cool? I'm definitely going to be playing one at some point, Thor. Lathier acts way less like a Corsair than I expected, though I guess he's an ex-Corsair at that. What do you expect from a Corsair? What's the point of being an Inquisitor if you don't push the boundaries? Let's go, Commander. All the things around this thing is all wrong. I'm not likes it.
At once.
The flames smell like burned flesh and give off an unnaturally intense heat. The liquids in the jar swirl and pulsate, defying the laws of nature. The blade of the ancient axe is chipped and covered in ruddy brown spots. Point is, the God Emperor loves you. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid, but okay.
Reconnoitering.
Just wanted him to be less stoic and have more panache. Acts like every other Eldar does. He doesn't act like Earliet. For a brief moment, one of the facets of the crystal shows an image of your face being stretched out on hooks.
Always on the
Not
move.
cool. Saltovan's Book of Warp. Wielder gains +10 lower warp and +10 lower heresy. 2 blank parchments. What's up, Pepsi? How are you? One of the glasses gives off a faint smell of an intoxicant capable of paralyzing its victim. Take care, Art. Appreciate you stopping through. The servo skull has a narrow slit for inserting parchment. Its dead teeth grind faintly, and you feel as if empty eye sockets are watching you.
Moving.
Come on, man. go. It's better. The speaker crackles with interference. Behind the noise, there's a barely discernible loop cry of agony and horror. The inside of the mirror surface is covered in frozen handprints and nail marks.
Keeping my eyes open.
Stuart Zerp tells me if I'm being too much of a Puritan to get my hands dirty. An ancient scroll is wrapped in tattered dark leather. Burned like a brand on hide, the unfamiliar title reads Daemonica Revelatum. The very sight of the manuscript sends an echo of an upcoming migraine shooting through your temples. Xanthite, unfurl and examine the scroll. At the first touch of the parchment, your fingers grow numb. New cloth bookmarks are pasted all through the manuscript, each inscribed in a calligraphic hand, on daemons, on preparing the vessel, on ritual peculiarities, on sealing daemons, on the warp entity. Read on daemons. The original parchment has been carefully restored, and the faded words have been rewritten in the same calligraphic handwriting. Here, depicted in brown ink, you find images of hideous creatures, captioned The Neverborn, people with flesh dripping away like wax, the weak-willed Seeker, and ancient runes, the Exalter of Kings, unlocking the gates, the transformation of souls. Read on preparing the vessel. You are looking at a picture of a blindfolded man and woman, both young, kneeling. Their bodies are marked with terrible wounds. Around the illustration of the sufferers is a text: grant as vessel only one who lives, steadfast in spirit and in flesh. Let not the departed partake in the right. Fear the wrath of the neverborn. Read on ritual peculiarities. A significant portion of the image portrays a man writhing in agony, suspended by chains above a sorcerer's circle. Below the illustration, a long invocation to a daemon is scratched into the surface of the parchment, a blasphemous offer of a vessel. Fine lines made with a modern quill complete the ritual with hexagrammic symbols. Read on sealing daemons. You are looking at 3 drawings. In the first, a man sprinkles his blood on a ritual circle which encloses a hideous creature, seemingly made of pieces of flesh and spiked hooks. In the second, the man touches one of 4 objects placed around the daemon. In the last drawing, the creature is being pierced with a blade. The faded letters beneath the illustration read, "Do not engage in battle with a neverborn that has not been tied by the bonds of essence. Mortals die, but the spirit of the immaterium becomes free and seeks vengeance. Read on the warp entity." The scroll's rod, made of yellow bone, is wrapped in relatively new sheets of parchment. Someone's hand is elegantly written. The available data on the entity allows one to classify it as a daemon. I assume that it's been sealed in the object for millennia. The opportunity to communicate with it will provide invaluable information about the history of the planet and, in the long run, the system, since I am interested not in material events, but in information about the immaterium. The potential of further application of the entity for the purposes of researching and taming the powers of the warp is enormous. What's going on, IG? For the Dark Heresy beta, do you need to pre-purchase it from their website? Yes, you do, in order to get access. Zerb is a forever dissatisfied father. I managed to divide the entity between 4 objects, which together embody its so-called essence. After the first unsuccessful attempt to place the entity in a controlled vessel, one of the objects was destroyed. Nevertheless, the method of sealing the demon described in the scroll proved to be effective. I will not risk attempting the experiment again until I can find a replacement for the 4th object and repeat all the steps from the beginning. Otherwise, there's a chance that the entity will break out of the circle and my years of toil would have been wasted. Xanthite, keep the scroll. The strangely heavy manuscript finds its way into your pouch. The weight and looming presence of the vile object continue to prey on your mind. And it looks like I just unlocked something. Hold on one second. I have Know the Forbidden now. So I have +10 to Lore Warp. Cool. But I have 2 on this. Exploit the 4. Next Xeno weapon costs 1 action point less. Cool. Yep, no problem, Maji.
Moving.
The shelves are lined with dusty folders arranged in perfect order, each containing neatly filed personal records. Celia Ipsilat. Augmentation scarring on the back. Kerbet Siblik. Descartes Larius. Geron Berthold. Why does Berthold sound familiar? Lucinda Ferranis. Oh, place of recruitment. Scola Progenium. Status active. Rank interrogator. Specialization redacted. Distinguishing features. Extensive damage to the right side of the face. Combat injury. Augmentation of the right eye. Okay, we met him. And there's another button over here. Keep that in mind as well. I hear a melody from behind the veil, somewhere nearby, a broken one, filled with fear.
No sense in delaying.
Seems like it, Geo. I believe we are making a demon host. Considering how carefully the laboratory owner hid this little tome, I am convinced it contains something quite valuable. I already cleared this check. Yeah, okay. Oh, whoops, side trace. The vague figure beams with triumph, delighted by the honor. But soon after, this confidence is replaced by clinging fear. Poor Sorrow Tuma.
Always on the move.
We'll see. Maybe we'll get a completely brand new character. I mean, there's already a guy down there, so maybe it's supposed to be him. Let's see. I actually don't know how this goes, so you're there. And there's a button over here, right?
You have my attention.
Your moment to shine, Sorrow. Let's see. Raise the platform. The machine spirits are immersed in sleep by litanies of protection and do not respond. So let's see. We'll take that. And then, what's this? Sorrow. We'll take that. And then you will take that. And what happens?
I do not abide time wasting.
Self-destruction protocols halted. Platform control system something. Lovely. Has there been any puzzles, and how difficult or annoying have they been? There have been puzzles. They have been no problem for me thus far. Monograph. Inquiry concerning the Propheticum Hereticus Tenebrae.
No sense in delay.
Love of the game made it a bit easier to tell when you have already interacted with something because you forgot. If nothing else, it shouldn't show the skill check once you've passed it. Look at that. Now, I'm pretty sure you have the option of just walking out and leaving that there if you wanted to. If you decided it was a reticle and you want nothing to do with it, but why would we do such a silly thing? So,
Never still for long.
we're going to activate the elevator. By the way, I'll let you know right up front, there's a very good chance I'm going to turn this fight all the way down to easy and just blow through it. Because while on the last one, I think the problem is the game, on this one, I think the problem is me and I just don't understand the fight. And I'm not going to bother right now to do it. So we'll see how it goes. Boop, boop, boom. I think there's something I'm not getting. Push boundaries. Below, you see a body fixed to a pole. Yeah, we saw that already. All right, so, oh, hold on. No need to go into this worse than need be. So let's do that. And let's see, what does that do? Their morale reduced by 3. Yeah, everybody should have one of these, actually. So I found out during Reva's stream earlier today that apparently these howl grenades are not considered to be attack actions. So you could throw one of these and then still attack, which is wild. This fight is a bit of a slog. I can't figure out how to seal the demon. I felt like sealing it didn't work properly. I've seen, what's going on, Rodette? Yeah, I saw it on Worglia's stream as well, but he killed it. There are mechanics present that supposedly allow you to seal it, and those don't seem to be working. I have no idea how this fight is supposed to work other than beating on the main bloodthirster. Yeah, I tried to do the character with the skulls for the Skull Throne debuff, being the one to deactivate the objects, and it did tell me the links were broken, but the game wasn't counting it. But see, I don't think breaking the links is what you're supposed to do in order to be able to trap the demon. What's going on, Nodis? We'll look at it once we have the guess of the purpose of the construct. God dog it. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do in order to trap the demon. So we'll look at the mechanics and maybe there's something I'm missing. But killing it, I understand. I'll do that. I do feel like I do agree the fight is a freaking beast. And again, I ain't gonna bother with it very much. But at the very least, I would like to know that, hey, I understand what's happening. Oh, and now I have 100% on this. Why is that? That's weird. Okay, whatever. Without a doubt, Inquisitor Soldavan intended to commit a terrible heresy, to place a demon within a human host. Yeah, see, the human is already here. So I feel like if we do this right, maybe it'll just drop it to the host and we'll be good. Maybe you take the second parchment you have and put it on the empty altar. Oh, you know what? I just remembered we never did anything with the second parchment. That's a good call out. Because, yeah, we did. We put it in his mouth. But then there was never another option. That's a good point. Yeah, can't do anything different with you. That's interesting. I forgot that. Okay, let's see. Study in detail. Does it say anything? It says, okay, so maybe after I examine it, let's see. The recording clearly shows a corpse that has been secured to a pole. Hexagrammic circles are inscribed on the floor around the body. Hereafter, the victim, archivist note, and objects of presumed ritual purpose are arrayed nearby. The Acolyte's warband stands before the site of the ceremony. Slander decides to examine the corpse. What's up, Grant? What's up, Laugh? How are you? Right, the seal released the demon upon the world. The Acolyte conducts a visual analysis. The body is that of a male, approximately 35 to 40 years of age. The victim bears numerous wounds. Sorceress marks carved into the skin with a sharp instrument, as well as various older scars. The corpse's state of decay is difficult to determine. Its overall appearance can be described as unnatural. The muscles beneath the skin appear desiccated, while the spilled blood retains a fresh, vivid crimson hue. The body has been subjected to or remains under sorcerer's influence. Archivist. The Acolyte now intends to attempt to determine the cause of death. Slandered states with certainty the profane rune carvings were administered to the victim while he was still alive, as was the implantation of the servo motors. Combined with the signs of exhaustion, this suggests that the victim expired from unbearable pain following many hours of torture. Having finished his efforts to formulate a hypothesis regarding the victim's death, the acolyte prepares to find distinguishing features so as to identify the victim. The servo-osarium visor focuses on specific parts of the victim's body. Several minutes pass, but the acolyte fails to find any distinguishing marks that can help establish the deceased identity. After searching the victim for any distinguishing marks, the acolyte decides to conclude the examination of the corpse. The examination of the ritual site continues. Next, the acolyte intends to study the sorcerer's symbols. The PIC recording focuses on a lattice of runes and hexagrammic signs. Their possible definitions and classifications are listed in redacted from transcript. The acolyte then attempts to deduce the purpose of the symbols. Slandered puts forth a compelling hypothesis regarding the complex structure of the witch circle. The outer ring serves as a protective warding. The middle ring is bound to the ritual objects and creates a link between them and the victim, while the inner ring concentrates immaterium energies upon the victim. Separately, the acolyte notes that each concentric circle is dependent on the integrity of the others and extends its influence toward a bulky mechanism near the ritual site. Slandered is displaying knowledge of forbidden lore for far exceeding his rank. A review by a superior is recommended. Archivist. Having completed the interpretation of the runes, the acolyte attempts to record the most significant parts of the circle. Slandered swiftly and accurately transcribes the key runes onto parchment, thereby violating clauses 14.1 through 34.9 of the regulation on interaction with manifestations of sorcery within the walls of the Vasta Serpentis. The acolyte then ceases studying the vile script. The examination of the ritual site continues. Next, the acolyte intends to inspect the items laid out around the corpse. No, that's the solution. I think the game is trying to teach you that you're able to lie about the culprit to benefit the Inquisition. Any of y'all ever find another solution for the Lucid Pilots investigation? I only got as far as it being an accident. Yeah, that's the correct solution. It was an accident. Now, there are some people who are pissed if you say it was an accident, but that is the correct solution. You know, but correct is in the eyes of the beholder. The objects are equidistant from one another and enclosed within sorcerer's circles, all connected by a lattice of profane runes. The items are as follows, from left to right: a cup filled with a dark fluid, a data key bearing an imprinted rosette, identified as the personal mark of Inquisitor Soldavan Archivist, and a switchblade with a worn grip and dark brown stains on the blade. Having examined the items, the acolyte decides to take the data key. The acolyte touches the object and instantly exhibits signs of acute distress, fingers contorted in a spasm, face twisted in agony. The agent of the Golden Throne's hand is frozen over the runes, grasping the artifact. The sorcerer's symbols pulsate, and the PIC recording is interrupted by brief static. The acolyte immediately attempts to call to Acolyte Sorrow for aid. The Sanctioned Psyker calls upon the God Emperor, focusing the resultant warp conjured flame upon the rune that holds the acolyte fast. With his blessing, the symbol burns away, freeing the acolyte. There follows a chain reaction. The ritual circle is breached, causing warp flares to erupt from the other sorcerer's symbols. Soon after, the servo-osarium sensors indicate a sharp rise in air temperature, and a string of low-frequency sounds can be heard, faintly resembling speech in an unknown language. The servo-osarium systems signal a critical overload, and its visor erupts with static. Even now, separated from this unimaginable filth by both time and the walls of the archive, I feel a sense of dread. May the God Emperor aid his servants, and Slandered, he meets the inevitable head on. Boom, boom. Bloodletters, I call upon you to witness this battle. Fight me, or my bloodletters will eviscerate you. The arena calls. Rough. Burning flame, bloodletter, and then Aspis. Okay. So first you get closer. You can't get any closer? Prepare for battle. It's letting me choose where my folks are, so what's the problem? Lets me choose where you are, and you are. Why can't you move? All right, whatever. You are also not allowed to move. All right. Lovely. Nice little bug. And that means I can't. Hold on here. Wait a minute. I can at least separate you a little bit. Give you some room. And then can you move? You can. There you go. Yeah, a little bit. All right. All right. So here's the deal. If you look at him, so he's getting Hellblade. The damage for the attack is dealt to all enemies within their influence, inflicting 24 levels of burning. So he just absolutely melts your health, right? And then he's got Taker of Skulls, and he's got Slaughter. He's got a bunch of stuff that are just making him crazy, right? Now, it's coming from these pedestals in the corner. Now, if you right-click on one of them, each one is giving him a specific buff, right? So if you went over to them and the bearer of the demonic mark must sever the demon's bond with each of the objects. Afterward, you must defeat the champion. Oh, this is different actually from when I faced it. So when I faced it, you could just fight him straight up and just kill him. You didn't have to go over to the bonds. That's interesting. But in addition to what it's providing, it also says Demon Sealing inflicts +1 stack of seal on Golgoroth the Firebane. And then if you look at Seal, it says whenever Golgoroth the Firebrand is affected by 3 stacks of this effect, they immediately suffer -10 morale and 288 damage. Wounds cannot drop below 1 from this effect. And then the fiery arena is removed. If a unit kills Golgoroth the Firebrand while they are affected by 3 stacks of this effect, the Firebrand will be sealed away, right? Now, I don't know what sealed away means. I assumed it meant this is like part of the path of creating your own demon host, that you need to seal this demon and then redo the ritual so you can bind him into a human host. But the seal, at least when I did this, the seals were never coming up on him. So we'll see how it goes now. It was, of course, show us off some side of honor, but not interfere with the fight while you stand within the fire arena. You can still fight and kill him, but I think it's bugged for now. Very possible. All right, let's get to it. He's gonna do something terrible. Your blood belongs to me. Yep, not cool. Look at that, 24 burn. Like, Cog was the only one who wouldn't be immediately melted away by that. All right, so all of these terminals got to turn, right? And then the guys on the outside are doing their thing. You could definitely kill him without doing those mechanics, but my concern is if you kill him that way, you don't get to seal him, and therefore you don't get a demon host, right? So all of those terminals got to turn. There are no stacks of seal on him. So I'm confused about how the seal actually gets placed on him. All right, so there's her. Let's see. I know what I want. Here, hold on. We'll come up to you. And Let's see. We will. Oh, -4. Yeah. That's better. So here, we'll do that. There we go. You're down in that. Like that. And we can bring you down another 2 if we wanted to. Or, oh, I thought I did give you a Howl Grenade. Why are they saying a Howl Grenade costs 2 action points? I have 2 action points. Why can't I use it? Not enough action points. Is it called? I know. Oh, this is the non-attack ability. So it's going to cost 3 action points. Everything within here, if you use a non-attacking ability, it's going to cost more points than usual. Why would you want a Demonos? Why wouldn't you, Thor? Okay, the feedback that this fight definitely needs some clarity for the secondary. Yep, it does. It definitely does. All right, let's bring you down some. Woo! And that is what makes Chorta amazing. If you want to demoralize an enemy, accept no substitutes. All right. During Big Event, when you examine items on Demonos, you need not take any items. Then pick up a line to start the ritual and choose who will be an anchor to the ritual. The person will be able to interact with the altars. Oh, so the problem is I did this wrong, and I did this wrong before the fight even started. That's what you're saying. Very interesting. We definitely want a shield. And then, sure, I guess we'll do. Can fire even do anything to you? Are you impacted by fire? How do you feel about it? All right, looks like fire does do something to you, even though you weren't burned. It's better than nothing. All right. Who's gonna do the most? You know what? You're the one who I really need to go crazy against him. But here, I'm a pump up your morale, and then I'm gonna pump up your morale some more.
I'll make it work.
Yep, but you can't really get to him the way I want you to. Oh, and now guidance isn't even free. Here, hold on. For 1 round. Damn. Oh, what's up with the concentration? I didn't even recognize that. What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, stop it. Oh, crap. Couldn't even do that, huh? All right, you know, that didn't work the way I wanted it to, but it is what it is. All right. Well, this kind of sucks. Here. 73%. Yeah, got a little bit of that. Hey, you know, he needs more armor, so it's gotta do what it do. Safety feels worse than Road Trader feels like that shield needs more impact. It's not, it's unimpressive until you get some of the upgrades. But once you get some of the upgrades for it, the shield is amazing. It's possessing you, aka Reticle. Well, the Demonos wouldn't be possessing me. It's gonna possess another human of my choosing. A lot of people feel like your companion Sorrow is going to be who the demon possesses. And while it is considered to be heretical, it's something that is considered acceptable for you. So you can get away with it. I'm gonna slit your throat, bruh. And I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. Is this gonna be 2? It is. So makes more sense to do. Anybody else trying to concentrate on them? No. This is gonna be 2. What do I do with 1? Nothing. So here, fine. We'll go for the neck again. I like that. And we'll do that. Oh, that's right. They don't let you go for... Damn. All right, well. Oh, cool. Oh, right, because the weapon I was using automatically goes to vital. So, yeah, we're good. Beautiful. What's your deal? I mean, you could go for trying to help out with armor, but honestly, we're not even worried about armor right now, so that doesn't do all that much, but you know what? Why not? Why not? Oh, crap, and that's all she had, huh? That's all she wrote? Broken! Wait, what? Wait, no, I thought you're broken. Why is he... Or maybe it just limits how many attacks he's able to do, because usually he could go buck wild with it, but I guess because he's broken, he only did one attack. But even that one attack was not cool. Not cool, man. Here. Yeah, oh, yep. That increases us. No problem. Cog demon holes would be hilarious. All right. He is broken again. Yeah, Aspis is insane when you build her up right. All right, unfortunately, this is just going to require both of, yeah. Oh, it's 63 regardless. Yeah, it's 63 no matter what. So here, let's do that. There we go. Very nice. And that's all you could do. And all right. He has unyielding, doesn't get staggered. Oh. Well, isn't...
Even the tools of the Inquisition can fail.
What happened there? Sorrow calls psychic phenomena grave cold. If a unit within this cycle's influence at the start of the cycle's next turn, it will start grave cold effect. If a unit is in this cycle's influence at the start of the cycle's next turn, it will start its own next turn, would only have its MP. That does not explain why. Hold on. Veil degradation changed by 1 to 20. Hold on. Sorrow fiery arena effect. Sanctic of the Shield uses pyromancy firestorm. Why? And he used it on Epione. Okay, whatever. What's up, Frankie? Where to find the knife that Larthier can wield? If you complete the case of the missing Inquisition agent and turn it into Millicentilia, she'll give you a knife for Larthier. Yeah, it's weird though that Firestorm got rhymed because I didn't rhyme it. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, to be honest with you. I don't understand what happened there. And you cannot be staggered, right? Well, no, you can. You just got a 64% chance of it. So let's try. Nope, nothing happened. All right, let's try this then. Because if I don't get this done on this turn, it's going to be ugly.
This will have to suffice.
Quite ugly, quite ugly. Yep, we're gonna get you.
It will be done.
And then give you another go round.
With purpose.
All right, and once again, what can you do? Almost there. Woo! Or we are there. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Probably did it because of the Psyker mod. Check your modifications on Firestorm. Oh, did I have one where like it automatically gets rhymed? But it should have been rhymed in the same place though. Yeah, I've got Sacred Smite, which increases how much damage it deals, but that's it. Let's see. In fact, I literally just took the option that decreases how often I trigger phenomena or perils of the warp. Verse Unleashed, and oh yeah, this is from the stuff that I'm wearing. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but it's okay. To see you volunteer yourself as an option, but the game will find a way to explain why you aren't a fit candidate. Hey, very possible. Very, very possible. All right. Below you. Okay, nothing new there. And then open. Ancient Hilt. Whenever wielder hits daemon in melee, it must succeed at resistance or gain burning 6. What decides that it's 6? This is based on willpower bonus. So if it was sorrow, ooh, my Sanctic Warrior is gonna love that necklace. It's Sorrow's helmet. No, his helmet, whenever he uses push, the next psychic power deals more damage. Even if he does that, it wouldn't cause it to be rhymed. This increases veil degradation, willpower, damage over time effects, and more tech use, which is useless for him. So no, there's nothing on him that should have caused that. Melee Sorrow? Nah, he doesn't quite have the weapon skill for that. All right, now let me check something real quick, because I am curious. Where was I supposed to put that additional notebook paper? Did anything new come up around here? Doesn't appear like it. There's no head there. Here, hold on. Let me see something here. The verse Unleashed. If you don't rhyme when Veil Degradation is at 10+, he will cast a random power. Is that the way it works? The verse Unleashed. If Sanctioned Pyromancer rhymes or spoken was not used in the previous turn and the psychic's Veil Degradation is 10 or higher, he uses a random known psychic power on a random eligible target at the start of his next turn. I never noticed this. Probably because I keep Veil Degradation low for the most part. And this is actually terrible. This is actually a good reason to get rid of Sorrow. Because I'm sure there's plenty of fights where Veil Degradation is going to be at 20. And I'm pretty sure if you have just a regular Sanctioned Psyker that you created, he does not have that. He doesn't have to deal with that. So let's see. Oh, I could have picked up something. Panic, bloody note. Hidden behind a bridge of colors. Answers, make an error. It gnaws into you. Give a chance. It's so close. Oh, that's interesting. Open. Another blank parchment. Oh, it tells you what's on the blank parchment. Illegible bloody note. The parchment is marred with a jumble of crimson script forming a circle, the center of which has been pierced by the frenzied mechanism. Mad bloody note. It knows he another in the flesh of your knowledge, flesh for it, or return. He calculation, death or union. Guess the trade-off for how much damage Sorrow does, but your own Pyromancer can do a ton of damage too. You don't need that. You don't need to have that deal with that nonsense. Oh yeah, we already inspected that. Okay. Yeah, another Psyker could do the same. Exactly. Started my Heretic run yesterday. Mostly gonna hang around Act 2 and take my time till the new DLC comes out. That makes sense. Sounds like a good idea. All right. Activate there. His other talent that ties intelligence and willpower together is pretty powerful, and he's absolutely an acolyte pyro psyker. So hold on, what is his other thing? Sanctioned Pyromancer. Oh, their willpower is always equal to their intelligence if it is higher. Oh, I forgot about this. So instead of, I think I was increasing his willpower previously, but I should have been increasing his intelligence. If you make your own psyker, you don't have that. So basically, and you know what? The way you get around this is if veil degradation is 10 or more, you need to be rhyming an ability every single time, period, to make sure that happens. And then you don't have to worry about that. So you know what? That also means it makes sense for him that he has a talent option that ensures when you rhyme a power, it will not increase veil degradation. That's probably why they give that to you. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Is your pyro as good as in Rogue Trader? In Rogue Trader, I prefer going melee pyro, and melee pyro is not viable here. Personally, I'd say no. But in Dark Heresy, the most powerful area of effect is area of effect guns are just all right. Soldier in general needs some love. Soldier in general just needs a boost and a buff. Basically a free use every turn. Interesting. Very interesting. And we already searched through here, right? And we already hit that turret, trying to find out what's going on with that. And then we're back. And that is it. That ends the beta, and subsequently it ends Act 1. Shadows in the Lucid Palace. Verdict. The God Emperor called Canoness Marcella and her sisters to him for their unwavering faith and their righteous deeds. The death of a canoness of the Adeptus Sororitas within the Lucid Palace destabilized the Scintillan elite. Some remain dissatisfied with the Acolyte's verdict and continue to make their own assumptions regarding the demise of the canoness and her Celestians. The Acolytes claim that the Adeptus Sororitas warriors have been summoned to the halls of the God Emperor, caused a rift among the pious denizens of the capital world. While some were filled with righteous indignation over the Agent of the Golden Throne's perceived mockery of his daughters, others embraced the good news with fervor, petitioning the Arch-Cardinal of the sector to recognize Canoness Marcella as a saint. Missing persons verdict. Confessor Arsumis's new radicalized teachings on pain and suffering drove the people of Merisportum to commit horrific acts, resulting in the deaths and disappearances of hundreds of people. The late Confessor Arsumis was found guilty of the disappearances in Merisportum. Leaderless, the flock of repentance lost the core tenet that held it together. Before the Magistratum's punitive detachments could reach the fanatics, the members of the flock embarked on their final penance, torturing themselves for countless hours in Merisportum Central Square. The enraged inhabitants cast the mutilated bodies into the sea, cursing Confessor Arsumis and his teachings. Verdict. The agent spied on the Warshaper and witnessed him hiding the remains of his kin in the swamp. For this, the Warshaper killed him. Despite the seismic aquatic phenomena of the Merisportum Sectoris, a combat acolyte detachment of the Ordo Xenos descended into the Half Zone to settle the fate of the Xenos clan responsible for the death of Agent Scragg. The name of Agent Rufunus Scragg was added to the roll of faithful servants of the Golden Throne who gave their lives in the name of the Imperium and the Tiratine Cabal. Basically, Biomancer Acolyte plus Epione will feel pretty fun. Yeah, we'll see if Biomancy is a tier 1 option that they add. Your Pyro was pretty ridiculous. Are you talking about in Rogue Trader? Yeah, Pyro was awesome in Rogue Trader for sure. Glad you enjoyed it, Sod. You can perform the ritual in beta and try to seal the demon, but in beta they don't give you a demon host, either bugged or not implemented. Pretty sure it's probably not implemented. They don't want you to be able to reveal it yet. Speaking of soldier, I just discovered that Sacred Smite works on bursts. Really? That's interesting. Sanctic Soldier, same burst, but yeah, Soldier needs some additional polish for sure. You have successfully reached the end of the beta playtest. The Inquisition values loyalty and tenacity, but above all else, truth. Take the survey and share your impressions and opinions with us. Help us eradicate imperfections and make the game the best it can be. Don't forget to wishlist Warhammer 40K Dark Heresy on Steam to ready yourself for your next mission. The Inquisition awaits your report. And I'm pressing, okay, there we go. It's thinking about something, sure. Yeah, smites definitely should not work with burst fire. Awesome. So that is it. We have finally finished the beta for Dark Heresy. I definitely had a great time with it. I really enjoyed it. There are some things that I feel like they need to smooth out in the lead up to the release of the full version of the game, but the core that's available here, I think it's very strong. I love the investigation system. I think it's the best management system Owlcat has ever had. Combat is more difficult and interesting than it was in Rogue Trader. The mechanics, I feel like, need to be balanced a little bit better. I feel like armor is too weak when you're on harder levels, and I feel like the way morale is manipulated by enemies is too overtuned when you're on higher levels. But when they work out some of that, I feel pretty confident that at the very least I'll do a hard playthrough of the game as a live stream, and when I do the second live stream, I plan to do unfair, because this really feels like an experience that's meant to be harder. It's meant for you to really grind your way through, and so I'm looking forward to what that's going to be like. Yeah, I am too, Les. I'm definitely excited for it. Game awesome run as always. Yep, appreciate it. The new morality system is spectacular. Yep, I think morality actually works even better than momentum. I'm really impressed with this. And agreed, if Rogue Trader was up to Act 3, it feels like there might be a lot more to go before release. Possibly. Hey, I would love for them to do an update and add some more content, but I have a feeling they're trying to push to just go ahead and release it. Could be wrong, we'll see, but that's kind of the way I feel about it. Yeah, Bruce, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it. It does look like they're going for fewer fights, but they're all purposeful this time around. Yes, and that's the way that I prefer my games. I know some people love combat around every corner. I don't. I really enjoy this experience of all of the combat encounters feel very purposeful. I do feel like they need to make some changes to the very beginning. The very beginning, like in our live stream playthrough, I think I went maybe 8 hours before we had our first combat encounter. I think that's a little too much. I think that's a little too long at first. I think they should probably try to sprinkle 1 or 2 combat encounters in the beginning, but otherwise I feel like the way it was dished out throughout was very strong, and I really enjoyed it. Does feel like I like the investigation system, even if it could be quite vague. And some points I had no idea what to do. Yep. So I'm sure they're going to be cleaning some of that up. Night Plan, take care, dude. I know when to come. Hey, Rob, appreciate you checking in from Poland. Absolutely. For any of you looking for more Dark Heresy content, definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you don't miss when the videos and the streams start dropping. It would be nice if precision attacks for Dark Heresy could be implemented in Rogue Trader. It'd be nice. I doubt they do that. I feel like they're putting all focus on trying to make Dark Heresy the best that it could be, and then just push out these Rogue Trader DLCs. I think on some level, Owlcat has kind of already moved on from Rogue Trader, and they're ready to do other things. What's up, Mick? Appreciate you following me over on Twitch, dude. Does anybody know if Owlcat is thinking about getting some mechanics from Dark Heresy into Rogue Trader? I played a little bit and I like fighting here more. Yeah, I don't think they're going to change up the combat system for Rogue Trader that drastically. I know they are looking at potentially doing some other things that would make combat in Rogue Trader more difficult, but not in the manner of pulling over the entire or even a large portion of the Dark Heresy combat system. And the opposite is also true. I'm pretty sure they've already said that Dark Heresy, at least at launch, is not going to have augmentations, even though that's something that's being added for Rogue Trader right now in DLC. So Rogue Trader is going to have some things Dark Heresy doesn't have, and Dark Heresy is going to have some things that Rogue Trader doesn't have as well. There's probably going to be combat, including the prologue. You know, that's true, Rob. That might very well be possible. Might very well be possible. I'd rather have half as much combat, but every encounter feels like it has its own personality and gimmick. I agree. All about it. I play games for the story, me too, not the combat, but I do enjoy it more in this game compared to previous Outcat games. Yeah, you know, I haven't thought about that. It's hard for me to say whether or not I enjoy the combat here more. Like, at a base level, I do, but I really love the flexibility of Wrath of the Righteous, that there are a ton of different classes you could choose from, and it gave you a ton of different ways to role play the game. I'm not sure how Dark Heresy is going to stack up to that just yet. I need to see more of what it's going to offer. Augmentations and shields for now, but likely come to Dark Heresy later. Exactly. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. But anyway, that is it for the stream today. I had a great time going through the Dark Heresy beta. I'm not sure if I'll be back on tomorrow. I might decide to just hold off on streams until Gothic comes out, and that'll give me some space to try to put together some other videos that are going to take longer and that have been hard for me to be able to do while I'm streaming every night. But if there's something that looks interesting where I'm like, all right, you know what, I should go ahead and try to squeeze this in, I might jump on. We'll see. Cog definitely needs something he can have in his other hand. I don't know if it's going to be shields, but it's so weird that he has that other hand just sitting around doing nothing. Anyway, but appreciate all of you. Appreciate you all joining the streams. I hope you enjoyed this run. And whenever I'm back on sometime this week, I will see you all in the next stream. Take care. Night Top Boss, Night Thor, take care Side, Night Bruce. Yep, my pleasure, Thor. Take care, Geo. Night Louise, take care, Remy. Night Les. Yep, you too. Night Jovi. Take care, Zara. Appreciate you tuning in. You all have a good night.